Good morning, traders. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And we're looking forward to a great week of trading. Going to get started here in just a few seconds. Give me just a few seconds to make sure the audio and video is working properly. All right, so we are good to go. All right, let's get started. Navigation Live. If you haven't attended before, we stream live every Monday morning from our Facebook and YouTube channel. We are going to do something a little bit new this week, and we are going to introduce our weekly navigation trivia. So, just trying to make it light here for you guys, make it fun. We are going to be giving away some really cool prizes this week. We are going to give away the course of your choice at NavigationTrading.com. So whichever course you want, if you win, you get to choose. All you got to do is post which one you want after you win, and we'll give you access to that in your account right away for free. So hope you guys like this. So here's the contest rules. The first listener to answer correctly wins, okay? And you have to post your answers in the comments section if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Either one is fine, okay? So we're doing this for a couple of reasons. A, we want to get people to listen in live because obviously the first person to answer correctly wins. And then we're trying to get more and more engagement on this because we've got a lot of good feedback from the people who do listen about the topics in the trade of the week and the things we cover. So we just want to get this out to more people. So the more you can share it and the more you can comment, excuse me, the more people are going to reach this, and it's going to help them with their trading as well. So, all right, so everybody ready? Here is, and this is kind of it's not really a trivia question, so you might be thinking, oh, come on. But here's the deal. I just got my son a new puppy this weekend. And so here's the question. What did we name that puppy? And a hint. Well, first of all, he's a boy. Look at that face. I mean, come on. Isn't that the best thing to look at right before the market opens? So here's the deal. We named him something, and it's trading related. It relates to trading, okay? Like any good trader, you got to name your dog after your favorite type of trade. Not type of trade, maybe more of a trading vehicle. That's the only hint I'm gonna give you. So, all right, here we go. So start posting your answers on the Facebook or YouTube comments. And even if you're not watching this live, if we have not gotten an answer, it's the first person. If nobody gets it, I will release the name in next week's Navigation Live. But if you want a free course, start guessing. All right, we'll check back maybe towards the end or afterwards. I'll scan Facebook and YouTube to figure out who the winner is, and I'll let you know right away. Each week we'll do this trivia. Next week it'll be a little actual trivia, and it's all related to trading. This one I couldn't resist with the new puppy we got. So, all right, let's move on. So, announcements. We've got a new course coming. Next week is the release date to that. So look for that. Also, the Navigation Trading Strategy book that's going to be released next month. It's kind of in its final editing stages. And then we're still working on these new lower commission rates with TD and another broker. Stay tuned for that. They are moving way slower than I had anticipated. So trust me, we're pushing. We want to get this done as much as you guys do. So stay tuned for that. Now, don't forget, this session, Navigation Live, is all about you. If you have any suggestions on topics that you want us to cover, please post them in the comments or send us an email at info@navigationtrading.com, and we'll do our best to try to cover that. The topic this week that I want to cover is wing width. I get questions about this probably on a weekly basis, so I figured it might makes sense to cover it a little bit in depth here. And really what wing width is it's simply just the number of strikes between your short strike and your long strike. On the Navigation Trading watch list, which I brought up right here, which is the Iron Condor watch list, for example, I put the wing width that we want to use for each of the different vehicles when we trade in Iron Condor. Okay, so for example, in SPX, which is the S&P 500 index, we want our wing widths to be 30 points. Okay, now this is just a baseline. It's a rule of thumb. You can go. There's the opening bell. You can go wider, or you can go not as wide. Okay, but these are the wing widths that I like to use. Okay, so it's just the difference between the short strike and the long strike. Let's go to the platform, and I will show you an example. And let's stick with SPX, since that's the one I just used. So if we go to the trade tab, and I'll do this fairly quickly so we can get over to the platform and the trade of the week. If we go to that 45-day cycle, 45 days to expiration, which is the prime optimal time frame when we like to enter these trades. And let's go to the 20 delta is where we like to do the Iron Condors. It should be right here. Simply right click, sell Iron Condor. And then what we're going to do is, so we have to, it just defaults to the next strikes, right? So what we have to do is we have to choose strikes that are 30 points away. So on the call side, we want to choose strikes that are 30 points higher. Okay, so we're going to go 10, 20, 30, so 24.75. Okay, 24.75. Okay, so the difference between the short strike, which you can see with the negative sign, and the long strike, which has the plus sign, is 30 points. Okay, and then the same thing on the put side. Let's choose our short strike first, and that's why we choose our short strikes first. It'll be 23.05 because that's at the 20 delta. And then we've got the, if we go 30 points away from that, we've got 10, 20, 30. So it'd be 22.75. Okay. So 22.75, and that gives us, we've got wing widths of 30 points wide on the call side and 30 points wide on the put side. So when we go to analyze the trade, you can see it visually as well, which I know for me, I'm a visual person, so this really helped me when I first started trading. So as you can see here, once this populates, and while that's populating, let's just take a quick look at I don't know what's going on here with that. We gotta change this date to May 1st because today is the first day of May. Getting closer and closer to summer. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited about that. Not really a winter person. All right, so analyze. Okay, so here we go. All right, so here's our graphic risk profile. So what you can see is on an Iron Condor, the short strikes are always indicated on the graph where the graph elbows, where it bends right here and right here. All right, so our short strike here is 24.45, and then 30 points away is our long strike, and that's where it bends right here, and that's what gives us that wing. That's what defines the risk on an Iron Condor trade. And so, as you can see, that's 30 points wide. So when we refer to something as 30 points wide or the wing width is 30 points, that's all we're talking about. Okay. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. But I think that explains the point pretty well. So let's go ahead and jump over to the different markets and see what's going on. The stock indices, wow, look at the Russell. It's down over 1.5%, and every other index is up on the day so far. Wow, that's a big move for one index to be down that much and the others to be holding steady. And you know what? I think I just realized today might be the day that the data is delayed for the TF. So let me I'll have to do some more research on that, and I'll let you know what the deal is. I got a notification from TD a couple weeks ago about the Russell futures contract is changing exchanges. So there's going to be delayed data feed on that, and I think it's not even moving, so I think that's what it is. So disregard my initial comments. I thought that was a little screwy. So markets are up just barely at the open. If we look at the bonds are down about 1/3%, and bonds have had just a little bit of a downturn after a pretty decent run up recently. TLT, if we look at the implied volatility, still continues to stay low after the first round of the presidential elections in France. The premium just got sucked out of all these markets. You can see the big contraction in IV, and that's pretty much the case across the board. The VIX index is up about 1% today, whereas the VIX futures are down a little over 0.5%. Crude oil is down about 1%, and implied volatility in crude oil just continues to stay low, although it is creeping up a little bit from where it was. If we look at gold's down about 1/3%, and implied volatility is near zero on the indicator. GDX, which is the gold miners, also implied volatility very low after a pretty decent sell-off there. We look at natural gas. Natural gas is a great trading vehicle. Unfortunately, the implied volatility in nat gas is pretty low as well. When implied volatility is this low, we look to do some directional strategies. We look at calendar spreads, and we look to sometimes put on premium selling because we always want to have theta decay. We want to have short options on. So a lot of times we'll do that in the grains. We've already got positions on in soybeans and corn. If we look at some of the other indices, the Mexico ETF is kind of trading in a range recently. FXI, the Chinese large cap, again implied volatility very low. Nothing too much going on there. In the euro futures, in the euro currency, this is one of the vehicles that does have decent implied volatility, and we can also look at FXE, which is the ETF. So let's go through others. We're going to come back and we're going to put on a trade in FXE since it's got the highest implied volatility on the board. But let's take a look at some of these others just to go through. EEM, the Emerging Markets Index, a little bit of a pop-up last week and just kind of staying low as far as the implied volatility goes. EFA's got decent implied volatility, not over that 50 level that we like, but in the 30s. So we'll be watching that one, potentially put a trade on there if implied volatility creeps up. EWZ just really range bound recently. We got a lot of earnings coming up. Apple announces earnings on 5/2 on May 2nd, so that's tomorrow after the market. Facebook on May 3rd after the market. Google just announced last week. Tesla May 3rd. Costco on the 8th. Amazon already announced. Starbucks on the 9th. Baidu already announced. Microsoft already announced as well. So anyway, got some decent earnings announcements this week. Snap, which has never announced earnings yet because it's a newer IPO, that comes out on the 10th. So I'll be interested to see how the market reacts to Snapchat's first quarter. But let's go back to FXE and put on our trade of the week. So we actually, for the alerts subscribers, we do already have a position on in FXE, and it's an adjusted strangle that we rolled from May to June. So let's look at a couple different scenarios. One, let's look at what a brand new strangle would look like. So if we go to the June with 46 days to expiration, and we look for that kind of 16 to 20 delta range. So there's a 16 delta, so sell strangle. And then on the put side, we'll look at the 103. Okay, so we got to change our puts to 103 here. And let's go ahead and analyze that. So I'm going to go ahead and click off the current position that we already have on, and let's put this one on. So we're collecting a 68-cent credit. $68 is our max profit for each contract. And based on that's why I probably would not do a iron condor, because even with our naked options, even with our strangle, which we can get wider on and collect more credit, give ourselves a bigger credit and a higher probability for success, we're only getting 68 cents, okay? And I can show you what I mean by if we put on an iron condor, which essentially what I would do is I'd probably buy the wings that are 2 points wide. So let's do the 111. So I'm going to buy strangle. I'm just showing you kind of a shortcut. If you have a strangle set up and you want to define it and buy the wings, you can just go out and buy show a bot strangle to illustrate that. So we sold the 103, so 2 points wide is the 101. And if this is confusing, I'll show you what I mean when I analyze it. So then we can just analyze that, and boom, that creates the wing. So these two together would create the iron condor. Okay, a little bit confusing because I did it in a different order than I teach. But if you look at this, then you're only collecting 41 cents credit. So $41 is your max profit. Your max loss is $159. I don't like that risk reward. Okay, so I am not going to do an iron condor. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those wings and look at just the strangle. Okay, so that's our trade of the week. So if you have any questions about that, let us know. Feel free to post comments. Don't forget to answer the trivia question, which if you joined us late, is you got to name our puppy. We just got a new puppy this weekend, and we named him something trade related. He's a boy, so think hard. Go through your charts. Go through your different trading vehicles, and let me know what you think. First one to get it right wins a free course of your choice. Any of our courses at NavigationTrading.com is what you will win. So I'm going to go get this order filled and shoot it out to our alert subscribers. If you're interested in getting these alerts every day like our Navigation Alert subscribers do, feel free to join. If you haven't yet and you're a new member, there's a 2-week trial for just $7. It's a great way to test it out and see if you like it. So hope this was helpful. Everybody have a great week of trading. Talk to you soon.